everybody, and welcome to the Neoncaster Twitch channel. I am your androgynous android game show host from the future, Nathan Blades, and with me are some absolutely fantastic people joining me this evening. You can't see their faces just yet, but I promise you we are all looking incredibly sexy. We're going to go down the list that you can see on screen, and we're also going to use this as the opportunity for all of you to tell me how our volume sounds. First up, we have the delightful Ruben Ferdinand in the building.
Oh my god, you know what it is? Tank Fly, Boss Walk, Jam Nitty Gritty. You're listening to the boy from the Big Bad City. Back on Neoncaster. What's good, everyone?
Hello, hello, hello. It's always a delight to have you on the show with us. Go and regale the people with who you are and what you do.
I'm Ruben. I'm a queer fiction writer. I do stuff like anti-colonial fiction, leftist fiction, very gay fiction. I also do a queer community project. I help run it with a bunch of lovely people in The Hague, the Netherlands. And I also make sure that the libraries in the Netherlands are super gay. So that's what I do in my daily life.
It's an important thing to obtain. Also, thank you very much for the follow, Kyron Russmore, and thank you very much for the follow, Sun S37. Welcome to the channel. I hope you have a fantastic time. And up next, you know them from Very Random Encounter. Please welcome to the stage Logan Jenkins, everybody.
Hello. Oh my gosh. I also am very pleased to be back in anything with Nathan Blades, to be honest.
I think this is the first time that you and Greg have been on stream with me before, actually, which is very, very exciting.
On your Twitch, but we have appeared many times.
Yes.
Yeah.
You previously played my first ever tabletop RPG that I wrote, Agents of Hue, on the Shadowrun Casters stream. That's right.
And had a wonderful time.
But yes, please tell us about yourself and the things that you do.
Yeah, I spoiler alert for Greg, but Very Random Encounters is the thing that I do. As of 4 days ago, we released our book. You can find that in most retailers. It's called the Ultimate Random Encounters book, and it helps you be a GM with not much preparation.
Yes.
Yeah. I also wrote. I'm sure you're all wondering why I've gathered you here this evening.
Yes.
Which Nathan helped me write and was instrumental in even the impetus to do it. So, so thankful to you. Yeah,
no problem at all. I mean, I'm always down to support people making tabletop RPGs because everybody can make a tabletop RPG, even you listening.
Yeah.
I should do a workshop about that at some point.
And that's a threat. You can make a tabletop RPG.
You will not survive unless you do.
Also, viewers, if Nathan ever does a tabletop workshop, you better sign up for that because whatever he's charging, it's not enough. Deal at twice the price.
Yes. So apologies those who have just joined the chat and are unable to talk immediately. Just to avoid hate raids and things as similar, I've made sure that you have to be you're verified with a mobile number to be able to post in chat. Or be following me for, I think, an existing period of time. Apologies. I'm sorry about that, but needs must for the current circumstances we're in. Also, thank you very much for the follow, Bird Ponted and Ginger Moomin 99. I normally don't have many followers while I'm live, so I'm going to be juggling this as best as I can. When we actually hit story play, I will unfortunately not be interacting with chat, so please get your messages in now. Moving on. A podcast so nice we had to refer to it twice. Another fabulous person from the Very Random Encounter podcast. Welcome, Greg Leatherman.
Hello, thank you for having me. A lot of what Logan said applies to me because we wrote a book together and we do a podcast together. Other things of interest, I wrote my own RPG called Glitter Hearts, and
so good.
I am a contributing writer for this very game we're playing today.
Absolutely. Relatively early on in the Kickstarter cycle of this, they were doing an AMA on Reddit, and one of my questions is have you spoken to Greg Leatherman? If you don't have him and his mastery of this very specific genre, on your project. You have fucked up, my friend.
Yeah. So I'm helping them. Physical copies of Glitter Hearts are finally back out in the world, so you can get that from Japanime Games. You can get our new book a whole bunch of places, which is very exciting. And that's me. I'm excited.
Oh, we should have said bit.ly/random book with a capital R and B.
And a capital B.
I mean, at some point in the first ad break, you're all gonna have to like post your promotional socials, and I'll get the bot to go like post it on command. It's fine. Moving on. I am so delighted that they took the opportunity to go message me to roll dice with them, because every moment I've been speaking to them has been an absolute joy. Please welcome to the stage, Juicy Garland.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. I'm a Boston area drag queen, and I am a Class A nerd. I'm just excited to play this game and have a great time with y'all.
And last but by absolutely no means least, I've been wanting to have them on the channel for a fair bit, and I'm delighted to have the opportunity to do so now. Please welcome Sharmini Bundell.
Oh, hi. Hey there, yes, my name's Sharmini. Oh wow, I'm getting applause, this is great. Yeah, my name's Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns. I am a professional science journalist, and I play a lot of TTRPGs, including a show where we mix science with D&D 5e called RP Geeks, Dungeons and Dragons and Science. That's what I'm plugging.
She's been posting clips. She's been posting clips from that every so often on her Twitter, and they are real fucking funny. So I recommend that you follow all of these beautiful peoples. I put their Twitter ads on the screen you're looking at. You have zero excuse to not be following them. I best watch their follow counts jump by like 5 in the next 10 minutes. Or you'll be in trouble.
We are keeping track. Like, if our follower counts do not go up, then you all have a problem.
Last bit of like bookkeeping before we show all our beautiful faces and get on with it. Queerz is a tabletop RPG that uses the City of Mist engine, produced by Son of Oak Studios. In fact, Son of Oak Studios is also producing this game as well. Based on the manga of the same name, it follows a variety of Super Sentai heroes from the LGBT spectrum and beyond, who fight ignorance, which is a physical manifestation of such, that have infected people, with fabulousness, kindness, teamwork, and positivity. However, there's the scenario that I have written, because I have never played any tabletop RPG as written, including my own, and I don't intend to start now, is maybe a bit more dramatic, maybe a hair darker than the exact tone of Queerz as written, but this just demonstrates the wide variety of things that you can do with this system. I'm going to pray that the bot is working. Yeah! Queerz is currently in Kickstarter. You can back the game and get the demo at that link there. I will try to remember to link that every so often. You can also type !get game for that info. But yes, with that kind of note that this game is maybe going to be a hair darker, trigger warnings for, let's see, physical encounters with people who think that they're cops but definitely aren't, smug billionaires on top of large towers, the idea of being attacked by light hypothermia, and risk of drowning. These are all things that might be encountered. I will put cards on the table that nobody is going to be in not a fun time level danger, but we want to have a little bit of peril for the spice. You know what I mean? If any of those things are uncomfortable to you, please feel free to step away and take a breather. I will not be offended. I will remind everybody of those trigger warnings after we complete each break. And with all of that done, I'm going to make sure that we are not going to have a sad time with the video capture. Move us over. Yes! Hi, everybody. We can wave. We're on camera now. Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we are here. God, I spent all this time being so kind of like over-prepared for setting everything up. You know what I didn't actually have in front of me in my eyeline? My session notes.
That's how they
The
get
struggle is real.
Good God.
Who needs notes?
But it's all good. It's all good. Right. In terms of things like rules and other boring bits and pieces like that, we'll be kind of handling that as we go. I'll be explaining those additional rules as they come up, and you'll find that as we play, it will be actually pretty intuitive as we play. But are we all ready? Are we sitting comfortably? Are we all hydrated? Have we all stretched?
I'm standing up. I've had some beer. Does that count as water?
Absolutely.
Anyway, sure.
For now it does. In the morning it might not.
I haven't stretched in 3 years. Is that a problem?
Perfect. Why start now? All right. With that, let's go get this show on the road.
The Paradise Killer music cut out.
Yeah, because there's a soundtrack
we're back to this.
changes.
Still chill.
Jazzy.
We're chill, thank goodness.
We start off chill. We start at, as you can see on the screen, the gay pub in this particular city that we're in, this unnamed city, for both legal reasons and because I couldn't be bothered to think of one. This gay pub in a coastal city. We get like a wide sweeping shot of the city, in fact, an aerial view, as we see various kind of like fishing boats and yachts move in and out of port as we hit early evening on an October much like this one. And as we pull in, we see the glowing lights in the windows of what looks like a very classic British pub. With a rainbow flag hovering above the window, because this is one of the most popular gay pubs in the city, known as the Loose Porthole.
Isn't that great?
I mean,
Never gets
it's a gay
old.
pub next to the sea. It had the name was predetermined.
It was inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
The venue is having their Saturday night Cher Noble special, their resident drag queen. But we will speak to Cher Noble last. In fact, we're going to go round the bar and kind of zoom in on each of our 5 protagonists of this story. Let's go from right to left. Where is Tink at the Loose Porthole, and what are they doing?
So, Tink is gazing at the stage, and they're basically just sort of slightly mouthing and moving along with what Cher's doing. So it's like very, very intense, and they're kind of like, half marking out the moves and being like, yeah, like almost like they're practicing, trying to memorize it.
Absolutely. While you're in very intentionally, in a very Edgar Wright style, while you're kind of like mid lip flap, everything kind of like freeze frames and the background goes gray as like Tink appears on the screen in large text. And please give yourself like a 1 or 2 sentence introduction, like voiceover for Tink.
Oh, wait, as in like I'm the voiceover person now.
The voiceover for yourself. You know in like
voiceover for
old school
myself.
movies where it like freeze frames, it's like, yeah, this is me. I suppose
Oh,
you're
right,
wondering,
I'm
why
wondering
I'm
how I
here.
got here.
Yes, yes.
You're having that kind of moment. So what is your like 2 sentence intro for
Oh,
yourself?
okay. I'm Tink. You should remember that name because you're going to be hearing a lot more of it. I want to plug the bar. I want to come to the Loose Porthole to see me perform.
Absolutely. And then it kind of like winds back up into speed again and we move elsewhere. Where is Dean Woofwood in the bar?
How early in the evening is this?
I think this is hitting like... I think it's like this time, right? It's about to hit 8.
Well, this time is relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
This
3
is
p.m.
like-
It's
It's
3
1
p.m.
o'clock.
Or something
3
like that.
p.m.
Yeah. It's 8 p.m. Yes.
Anyway, Dean has probably already said the hellos because Dean is the owner of oh god, the Loose Porthole. I almost forgot the name, which would be bad for Dean. Dean would never. The logo. Yeah, I think Dean is just getting kind of hype because the Cher Noble show is one of his favorite times at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And in that, we get a kind of like, again, the background goes grey and it freeze frames on you. It's like, Dean Wolfwood appears on screen in big block text as you give a 2-sentence intro.
I own the bar, but it's not like a huge deal or anything. Please be my friend.
Oh.
Oh.
We move on to where is Luce in the bar?
Luce is currently, I think, just stomping through the bar, making sure everyone still is upkeeping social distance, like tapping people on the shoulder, and just gesturing kind of vaguely menacingly, like, and just keeping an eye out on basically everything, like a sailor in the crow's nest. Looking for everything at the same time, making sure everything's running smoothly. Really just never stopping. Oh, there's always a little detail that needs adjustment, a little task that needs doing. So yeah, they're basically stomping everywhere, leaving like wet boot trails wherever they go.
Perfect. Mid-stomp, you freeze frame. And we get Loose Mallard appear on the screen.
It's been 3 years now since I stepped off that boat and arrived here at the porthole. Now, I've never been one to gaze past on the time lost at sea or the future where it will bring me. But rather, I'll rock the waves and live in the present. And I found myself some lily-livered bandicoots to spend my time with for the time being.
Lily-livered bandicoots, good God. Okay, yes. And we continue to... where is Mark Gales? Marky? Where they at?
So, because of Marky's forgetfulness today, there's a back corner table that Marky has taken over, and there are books piled everywhere, and there's a notebook, and he's just frantically scribbling out homework assignments and like getting totally distracted by everything else, and then like, and then going back to try to finish off the current assignment that he has for school.
Absolutely. Mid-scribble, we freeze frame. Mark Gales.
I finally found a place to belong, and I didn't realize I had all this homework to do. And, like, I don't want to burden everybody with my homework, but... I mean, I guess that's what I'm here for, to learn, so... As long as I can get this essay done, then I can learn the real lessons. I'm so excited.
Aww. Horrible. Last but not least, we go to center stage as the one and only Cher Noble walks on ready for the big number of the opening, like the main opening number of the evening. You had some warm-up numbers. You had somebody who was, what's the term for like the smaller act that goes on first before the main act?
And
Opening act?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 We've had the opening act and they were okay, but now it is time for Cher.
You can hear the thumping of music as a song that sounds a lot like, but is legally distinct from, Cher's If I Could Turn Back Time, and the lip sync begins.
I don't have that, so you're getting some Sonic Adventure 2 music instead.
I'll take whatever you'll do. Hard to lip sync to that one, though.
Just some upbeat background. But yes, all of you, I think when this kicks in, all of you, we get like a 5-way cut in, as all of you know that this is the kind of like moment where, hey, we need to put on a good show for everybody, and you know exactly what you need to do to get the party started. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going around the table and asking you, what are you doing to help make Cher's performance the best it can possibly be? And then we're going to make a dice roll about it so we can experiment with dice rolling.
I think when the Cher act, in French, the truth begins, it, like just a horde of people try to like rush the bar, or rush the pub, and Loose Mallet immediately just attends their like actual function as bouncer and trying to keep like these fans, these this cortege of just fawning people outside.
Nice. That feels like it's maybe a strike a pose role where you're preparing for action.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think that instead of like I don't physically move anyone, I don't touch people, but I like have an aura of don't try me, you know?
So for those who do not know, in City of Mist and in Queerz, we do not have numbered stats in this game.
Thank God.
I mean, who wants to count on a Saturday night? What we do have instead are a list of tags, character aspects of yourself that you invoke up to 3 of that will augment the dice roll that you will make. So, Luce, what tags do you have as part of your character that you think will help in this situation where you're stopping people from storming the bar?
So I'm looking at my tags right now, and I have. Should I go through like the all the mystery, like the themes, or just mention the tags for now?
I think just mention the tags for now. If an overarching theme is particularly important, we can reveal it, but we don't need to open our hand entirely just yet.
Sounds good. So I've got the tags Air of Authority and Firm Stance. And I think those are very applicable in this case.
Absolutely. So go and using the little macro. Roll20 actually has a very, very good City of Mist character sheet, but the rolls in this are a little different. So we'll be using a custom dice macro that I've made. So please go and use that dice macro to make a strike oppose roll with +2.
Okay, so if I want to use these tags, I tag the.
You don't need to worry
roll.
about ticking the boxes or anything like that because we're not going to be using that. We're just going to be using the macro to do the dice rolls. But the character sheet is useful for keeping the information organized. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're gonna have to help me out. Where's the strike oppose?
Sure, no problem. So in the top right with the kind of like a collection tab.
Oh, there it is. Yes,
yeah,
this
if you click that and then click the in bar checkbox, it will then appear in like the main window so you can see it.
Okay. Oh, how embarrassing.
Take your time.
There we go. In bar. Queerz roll. Strike a pose +2.
Ooh, 8.
First roll of the game. Is that good or bad?
Yeah. This uses the powered by the apocalypse system for its dice math. So if it's lower than 6, that's a fail. If it's 7 to 9, that's a partial success. And if it's 10 plus, it's a full success. So with 8, that is a 7 to 9. There is no downside as long as you partially succeed on striking a pose. But you get to make. You get to either give yourself a status or like place a status or place a story tag on the scene. So you basically get to change the scene in some way, apply a word or a phrase to the scene at hand.
Yeah, I would like to introduce a scene tag that is in awe.
Ooh, okay. I like that. Let's go make that nice large text. That here. Story.
And can anyone use that tag now?
Yes, you can use that tag in your future roles if you would like to.
Heck yeah.
What did that disappear for? No. So we have in awe. Amazing. Okay. Who wants to go next?
I have a very important one, which is even though we have now bounced the front of the audience, Dean gets Stoonch to appropriately tip Cher with cash to let everybody know what the protocol is for doing that and that it should happen. And we got to break the initial thing so that people who are shy will know that somebody's already done it.
Very good.
So I give my little buddy, like 100. Let's,
yes, because you have your little buddy Stoonch. Explain who Stoonch is and why you're friends.
Is similar to, but again, legally distinct from the cartoon character Stitch. Because my character Dean Wolfward is based on the creator of Stitch. And anyway, but Stitch is real in this reality. Just to Stoonch, sorry, not Stitch.
Stitch is real.
Stitch is not real. Stoonch is real. And I'm gonna use the tag My Little Buddy, royalties,
Ooh, yes.
and potentially protect those I love. Because I'm making sure that Cher has a good evening here.
I think in this instance that's cute. I like that. So yeah,
Okay.
go. You are, I think. Let's make that a talk it out roll. You're
Okay.
trying to kind of like emotionally convince people of things. So why don't you give me a talk it out roll with +3?
Here we go. Ooh, 11.
11, a full success. Absolutely. So yeah, on a hit, choose one. You make progress. They see things more your way. You strike a deal or agree to a trade. You bond. Give them so you can apply a tag to the crowd if you'd like to.
The crowd is generous tonight.
So we're gonna give them generous.
Would that be like compounding with the in awe tag? Like that would form, that would go
this
together?
is actually a my bad thing. Tags and statuses are technically different things. So story tags are ones that you can use in your like roles, and statuses are essentially like not the replacement of health. So it's kind of like a visual indicator on how much something is affecting somebody. So let's statuses. The wrong font choice. And we want it was generous too. Marvelous. Let me have that in the right font, please. Thanks. Excellent. Yeah, people are already opening their wallets, and the first number isn't even over yet. Who would like to go next?
So Marky, having been instructed what to do when the music starts, dumps all of the schoolwork back into his backpack, then rips off his shirt, throws it in, reaches into another bag, and pulls out all the fans that Cher Noble had specifically made and given to Marky, and then he's running in the crowd like passing them out. So he's like the shirtless boy passing out fans to snap open with Cher's face.
I think this feels like a be vulnerable role. You're kind of putting yourself on the line here. So we might not know how the audience will react to you running around in such a fashion. So what tags would you like to use for your be vulnerable role?
So as part of the new kid, I'm going to use You've Got This and I'm Your Backup, supporting Cher, and is like pumped up on the, like, this is the thing I get to do. This is my thing.
Sounds good to me. Go and make a be vulnerable roll with 2 power.
Just Mark in front of the mirror at home, just like handing out the fans.
Snap! I got the snap down finally, and I didn't hurt myself.
He's got like a gash on his face.
Like
a little mark.
Everywhere.
He whacked himself in the face accidentally with one of them. A 7 to 9 is a partial, but I get to choose a complication. So you get what you want. But yeah, let's see. I think you're going to get a very fleeting status. In there's like, okay, yeah, I got it. So there's one fan left to deliver, and it is a person on the other side of the room is like, hey, throw it over here. And you go and take aim, and you make a fling, and you slip on some spilt beer on the floor, and the guy catches it, but you land on your ass. And you take the status Flustered 1, as you are kind of like, oh, that was a little bit embarrassing, but he caught it and I didn't hit anyone.
the most
know-
important things happened. I can be on the ground flustered.
You know all too well how those fans can injure people.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, I do. Sort of rubbing the mark on my face and my bum.
Are we closing with Tink or are we closing with Cher?
I think Cher wants to close.
Okay, so Tink, go for it.
So
What's your
Tink,
plan?
Tink is everywhere in the crowd. Tink is just is like multiple people at once, and it's sort of like so they're trying to like hype up the crowd, just sort of like just at the right moments, just like a gasp over here, and then suddenly they're over there, and just like, oh my god, she's amazing,
Oh my god.
and just like everywhere at once, like just like picked perfect little like slightly over exaggerated and yet genuine like just like bursts of enthusiasm so that everyone around like gets that vibe and we're really like
One
hyped
person
up.
hype machine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm everywhere.
Mm,
And I'm gonna use social butterfly because I'm all
Ooh.
around.
Let's see. I think
Alright.
this is going to be.
Can I also use sense of showmanship for the performance element?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I think this
buzzing.
text definitely makes sense. I'm trying to think what role you're making here.
Can I also use?
Hold on. I think this is going to be another talk it out role because you're trying to
Okay,
convince
I'm
people. of
trying
it.
to persuade people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the third tag that I'd like to use, but is a bit more tenuous, is I have a feels like home tag relating to here, relating to the stage. Maybe that is more relating to performing on the stage, but like I know these people, I know these crowds,
I think if you got up on the stage,
Ah,
that would do
yeah,
it.
that's fair,
And I
that's
think
fair.
now is you could do that, but that might create
That
some
would
friction.
not be good. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go and make a talk it out
Okay.
roll with 2 power.
Okay. Amazing. Come on. Oh, just.
Ooh, yep, just barely a mixed success. So you get what you want. So you get to. I think this is going to compound on that generous status. So that becomes a little bit stronger. I think that becomes 1 tier stronger. So what does generous turn into if you raised it up 1 tier?
I mean, if it's a slightly negative effect, if we're getting a bit
No,
too
it's a
hyped
positive
up,
effect.
or-
You get
Oh,
you
it's
get
positive.
you
Oh, it's
get
positive,
you get
okay.
a negative effect, but the crowd is increasing in hype. So we're increasing generous. We're leveling that up to a new term. So what term are we going to be giving it?
Buzzing.
Mm.
Like, I'm just imagining, like, just sort of throwing money. That's not really a word.
I am going to make that a buzzing in all caps with an apostrophe. More
I
than
feel
just
buzzing really communicates this feeling.
No, that would be a buzzing 3, in fact. Okay, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go and bring it on. The number is coming to a close at this time for
It is.
putting on the final act of this particular number.
And
Go for
as
it.
the song comes to its climax, Cher is going to reach into her pocket and throw an arc of glitter as she does the biggest death drop she can manage. Because she can feel the crowd getting amped up, and she wants to play into that to get them to throw more money, so she's just going to go big or go home.
Absolutely.
I'd like to use Death Drop and Born this way,
Okay, that
because
sounds
she's
good.
feeling the confidence.
This is definitely going to be a slay roll, where you're essentially using your full force uncontested. So yeah, go and give me a slay roll with 2 power, please.
Alrighty. Ooh.
To a 9. Still a partial success, but that's a solid. So you basically you get to push that status of buzzing even higher with 1 bonus effect. So you can either do killing it, meaning that you don't get any negative effects reflecting back on you. You can increase the power of the effect. You can affect more people. You can take something from somebody. You can keep them focused on you.
I want to get more people. I want the whole crowd just in my palms, throwing cash.
Absolutely. I think that this changes it doesn't make the tag stronger, but the status of the crowd is now make it rain 3.
Nice.
And what do you say as like your final pose and you're done?
As the song ends, I'm just gonna shout out to the crowd, "Yes, Queen!"
Shit, yes! Everybody is losing their absolute shit. And at the moment, at its highest, thwam, 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 pounding on the door to the pub.
Uh-oh.
Thwam, thwam, thwam.
Where is Luce usually?
Yeah.
as bouncer.
This is a loose problem.
Yeah, no,
Dean is moving over to the door too.
so Luce was like midway, like walking like in the crowd to like fill up like the space and like help Tink with sort of like hyping up by being like stoic and like nodding. Yes. So like they hear the stomping on the door and they like immediately like shoot over like what's going on here.
You open the door and you see it is actually members of the local constabulary, the police. They are in very large police hats tilted down, and shadow is being cast over their face, so you can't really see their expression. But they radiate this kind of like aura of menace. And silently, one puts forward a piece of paper with a very fancy looking letterhead.
Ooh, I'll take it silently, and like ripping it out of their hand and just read it. What does it say?
I think Dean also catches an eye on this because he also came over to the door.
Yeah, I'm looking behind your shoulder.
You see that the bar has been filed with a noise complaint.
Has this ever happened?
No.
Hmm.
I mean, you've been doing like Saturday Night Shakedown for a good 2-3 years at this point. It's like one of the most popular events in your local city, in within the village. Oh yes, that's a detail. So in Manchester, the kind of like LGBT like entertainment district is called, Manchester's Gay Village. So I like the idea that this area is also called the Village of the local city.
I think Luce just kind of like eyes, like gives a knowing glance at Dean and says to the constabularies, "There's a lot of people for just noise complaint."
It's important you have to follow.
Does that sounded sinister? Did it feel sinister?
How sinister did that feel?
If we have to continue serving these complaints, there will be actions taken against the property. It would be shame for such an institution to be shut down.
If it would be such a shame, you wouldn't be showing up here with an army trying to quiet us down. A simple knock on the door would have sufficed.
We are only doing our jobs, sir. And with this job completed, I bid you good day. Please do keep the noise down. You're disturbing the local residents. Good day.
Luce does not bid them a good day back.
And the two constabulary turn heel and walk off back into the village.
Hey, what was that?
I've no idea. Those are some scary cops.
Yeah. Did you feel like... I mean, that was like some like horror movie shit, right?
I don't watch films, you know this.
I do. I'm so sorry. You're exactly right. I keep making those references.
I appreciate the trying to include me, but really, it was quite.
It was like a horror
unnerving.
movie. Yeah. It was like a horror movie, just so you know that you have the
Okay.
context.
Next time I see them, I'm gonna say this is horror movie-esque.
Yeah, that'll really get them.
Mhm.
As
That'll
you,
convince them too.
The pub has fallen kind of like quiet,
Mhm.
and the
Did
bartender.
everyone hear that?
I
was it-
think everybody heard the pounding at the door. They maybe
Okay.
didn't hear the exchange because those policemen were a little bit on the whispery side.
Mhm.
But it definitely put a damper on the evening.
Yeah.
The bartender, who has been around for as long as the bar has existed, but still remains a kind of like smooth, like 42 looking, graying in a very tasteful way, that only known as sea foam, gives a polite cough. And at that, everybody kind of like realizes that they'd lost themselves and goes back to kind of like, celebrating their evening. With that cough, though, even though it was very slight, all 5 of you understood the additional meaning behind that cough. Because you're not just regular patrons of the Loosed Porthole. You are also, in your spare time, superheroes. The members of the Queerz, a faction of powered individuals who use their creativity, kindness, and charity for their communities to gain power to defeat ignorance in others, a physical manifestation of the darkness in people's hearts. You've defeated several in your time, but you often tend to go far afield. It turns out that you are like the most effective Queerz in the country. You can put that on the mug.
we are.
Most effective Queerz.
It's on our business cards.
Yeah.
But what about in the game?
But the fact that you're being called for a meeting on Slam Down Saturday feels kind of serious, and so you all move over to the bar. Well, thank you for having putting on another good show, and I'm sorry that you had to deal with such a dampener on our evening. I hope you're all okay.
That's never happened before, and we've gotten like a lot louder than that. What's
Yes.
different?
I have some wonderings about it, but it feels like the ignorance has been increasing in weight, in thickness here recently. Usually just the general vibrance that the community give in the village is enough to keep ignorance at bay, but for some reason, it's coming a little close to home.
Do you think, just to check, that none of our neighbors are being kept up, that, maybe I could just go outside and say, does anyone have any complaints about the noise? Just to check.
But that feels like a lot after they already told us to not.
But I don't think any of them would mind, really. And then they'll be like, no, it's fine. We love you. And I'll be like,
Oh, okay.
obviously, everyone does.
I'm gonna put this is like a typical movie thing. Like, that's like what happens in movies when you tempt fate, and then like the bad guys are like given the thing to like swarm because like you fell into the trap. Like it feels like a little tempting fate too much. Like maybe we should be a little bit more, hasty, secrety than confronty.
Seafoam gives a genuine, quite warm smile. Well, maybe we should go and do that anyway. But, can I go and see the letter that they gave you?
Yeah, Luce hands it over to Seafoam.
They give it a long, slow read. I think they pull out a small pair of glasses just to kind of like read the fine print. Elegantly, you don't know how deep the pockets they have are, but it seems that they're never without the correct bottles for a cocktail. They're never without the right tools to go and fix something. They are definitely an institution.
I think it's sort of like
Seafoam's
balancing
truly
up over the bar and trying to like read over their shoulder and just making lots of like sounds as they're trying to focus. Like, what?
Seafoam looks up and kind of meets you all in the eye, This is from Prestige Tower, the new luxury apartment building that was recently completed. And indeed, over the last year, there's been a development project of a very, very large block of like luxury flats that way too expensive for anybody who goes here to afford. But the sheer amount of money that the village brings in seems to have invited other people, rich outsiders who don't actually care for the culture at all, to be drawn to living in the area. You also know that this building project has been chaired by one Coda de Neige, one of the most well-known businessmen in the country.
Does Dean know Coda?
All of you know Coda in like if you've read a newspaper before sense. And in fact, I would quite like for everybody to go around, let's go around the table and say one thing that we kind of know about Coda, either them as a person from what you've like caught in the news and things like that, or maybe what businesses they run, or maybe the shitty things they have done to local communities in the past.
But to be clear, they are bad. So we shouldn't be like, I know that they...
Yeah,
They
we want
rescue
we have
an
that
orphanage.
one.
Rescue children.
I mean, they may have done charitable work in the past as like a veneer for the shittier things that they've done. But
Yeah, I think just to make it juicy, like they made a big press conference about donating like £50,000 to the what is it? I think it's mermaid charity, like mermaid
sure.
equivalent charity. And then it's like some people found out through tax records that he's been donating way more pounds, way more money to like conservative like anti-LGBTQ lobbying organizations.
So much donations to Chick-fil-A. I don't even...
Why?
So
They're not
many
even a
sandwiches.
nonprofit.
that's really juicy, and I think that is the level of on the nose political that I'm entirely fine with. So I love that. Cool.
There used to be a community theatre where that development was, and then he was like, well, obviously I'm going to replace all the community services that are going to be lost from this, but it hasn't happened yet.
Sorry, Nathan, you used they pronouns, and then we sort of
sorry.
shifted to he. Is that
Coda is he, him, but I have a bad habit of once we've established who the person is, I will switch to they because we know who they are. But no, Coda is he, him.
I fully support having they as the standard. But
it's a bad habit of clarity, so I apologize for that. But yes, Coda de Neige is he, him.
How do you spell Deneige? Is it like DENANEIGE?
I will actually post that in Twitch chat.
Okay.
That's available to everybody, and I can't look at Discord right now.
Ha! Got in the one.
I think that he bought a grocery store in the neighborhood and set his prices super low, which then took all of the other markets in the neighborhood out of business and then skyrocketed all the prices after they were gone, making it harder to live in the neighborhood.
Motherfucker is just like funding action. I don't know. Do you have AKTION action in America or the UK? Okay, then that's reference lost on anyone not from continental Europe.
But the continental Europeans understand.
Yeah, fucker is doing Aldi tactics, just the Aldi everywhere.
Okay.
Marky has met Coda in that Coda was a speaker at school, and that Marky went to go just as sort of like, not because I support this, but to be like, I need to know what's happening on like campus and around. And there was a meet and greet afterwards. So Marky knows what Coda looks like, and also is like, he's like had that sort of like, you're a cold person feeling after that meeting. Like it's a like, I think he realized that Coda is just treats everything like it's just business. You can't take it personal because it's just business. This is how business is done.
this is gonna be wild. So
Go
tell
for
me if this is just too wild. I think Coda made his initial riches on writing this universe's version of Save the Cat, which is super influential to Dean in his directorial stuff. But now that Dean is further removed from that, he can understand that that book was full of like awful misogyny and some pretty bullshit ideas. And so he feels very conflicted because there was genuine advice that really led to Dean's success in his eyes, but also this guy totally sucks.
Sometimes you just shouldn't meet your heroes. Absolutely. Although Mark can meet Dean. Dean is an entirely appropriate and good to meet hero, but not.
I heard he mixes stripes and plaids.
Oh. I'm very glad we do not have character art for this session because I don't have that, but I love that. Stripes and plaids. I mean, I'm sure I have absolutely done that before. I am a pattern demon. But yes, love all that. Absolutely.
You know, you're the exception that proves the rule here, Nathan.
Not many can carry it off. Only advanced androids like myself can mix patterns in such a fashion. But yes, with everybody kind of having those moments of like, I know that he did this and I saw him do that. Seafoam kind of looks weirdly serious, and you've never seen Seafoam look this kind of like sad serious in quite a long time. Usually the kind of your collective mission to spread joy and defeat ignorance brings the broadest smile out of Seafoam. They say I can only really apologize. I kind of have been trying to do my best to make sure that this community can remain safe and friendly for everybody. So I kind of feel like I've let you all down a little bit. I apologize.
No, that's not your fault. Come on, this is somebody else's doing.
How dare you suggest such a thing? We adore you. You are the fucking best, all right? All right.
They kind of like look to the side, and even though they have quite deep skin, you can still tell that they flush. That's really nice of you to say. Thank you. But still, the mission, the modus operandi is the same. We need to find Coda Dinesh. If this is being submitted, then he mustn't be far. He's probably in Prestige Tower. We need to find him. We need to extract the ignorance from him, and then hopefully that will save our community once more and bring things back to how they're supposed to be.
And we can get him to build a theatre.
And maybe we can get him to build a theatre.
And some more shops. And do better funding choices.
Couldn't we just somehow get his money and give it to somebody who's not horrible and have that person do that? Because I don't want to be like the Coda Theater, like in my just.
Marky, we have to save his soul.
Yeah, often people
True.
who are purged of ignorance manage to find a change of heart. Not always, but maybe that's something that can be achieved. But I'm going to send you out for tonight's mission. Sorry to cut this. Wait,
is Seafoam Zordon for us?
Oh yes.
Hell yeah!
Their faces, like the camera's positioned so that like they seem to like you look through a drinking long glass, and they like their head is.
Oh yeah, we get a really low shot through like a tall glass. I love that. There's a reason why I decided to go and set my theme color to light blue. Where we get a low angle shot through the glass as Seafoam raises their voice. Esteemed guests, I'm sorry to close tonight's performance early, but we have to save the world. Roll out, Queerz!
Aye aye.
Marky runs and grabs his shirt.
Who needs it?
I like that. I like that. There's like I think all of you like pose together, and then Marky realizes that he's still shirtless and like runs off
Runs
frame.
over, throws it on. Like the pose is like a half shirt on. Just missed the flash.
Yeah, runs off frame briefly to go and get the shirt, and we smash cut to the city streets of the village. And I don't think we'll go for like going through everybody for time, but let's have like 2 things about the kind of local community that broadly you just all enjoy. Just something about this community that makes it yours, and that you love living here and going here out.
Well, I mean, Dean at this point knows everyone. Literally everyone on the street has been in the bar and said hello. And so
I did that.
it's like a low-key celebrity moving down the street. But like just enough celebrity that it's like fun and not overbearing.
Yeah, you get waved at by various kind of like barkers and things like that. Why is this here twice? Go away. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, various barkers kind of see you and say hi. Oh, I've just deleted it entirely. Rep. Fine.
Alas.
It's fine. Roll20 is misbehaving for me, but we'll ignore that. But yeah, everybody is kind of like pretty warm to you and waves hello. Some of the people that have been, you've known for years have kind of like, stepped up to say hi and ask how you're doing. And you can't resist taking the time to wave hi and back. Because, it's your community is happy to see you every time. And another thing from somebody else.
I feel like the community is really vibrant and strong. So there are a lot of like outdoor restaurants and live music in the streets, and everyone's just always kind of interacting continuously.
There are, I think, once a month, like a battle of the band thing in different music genres, and you know what genre it is by the month of the year.
Can't wait for the sequel of this.
And it's a really popular event. There's even like different categories. So there's the kind of like the high school category is adorable, because they they always assume they're going to be rock stars, but they're the ones who have the biggest emotional journeys throughout the tournament. You know what I mean? So yeah, the teenage rank one is very popular, but and true to the word, even though it's not the weekend of this month's tournament, there are people practicing. It is it's pop month this time round. So we have like a very kind of electro pop team going on at the moment. One of them has a guitar, and they're just kind of like they're experimenting. They're noodling with the set. It's not super precise just yet.
One of them is wearing like one of those golf visors, but with like the plastic part like over their eyes.
But they're living. And all of you kind of like feel a weirdness in the air as you kind of like hear these band perform, seeing Prestige Tower literally towering in the distance of the shot. It's like almost no matter where you are in the village, you can see Prestige Tower. But there's a weird chill in the air, and 2 people kind of like walk down the street in the opposite direction to you and stop before the band, and you can tell that they are money. Even though they don't appear to be going anywhere especially important, they're dressed to the nines. One of them is like wearing one of those like white tees that are actually like $2,000. It's that kind of price. And
It's musky now.
They stop in front of this band and start to have a conversation, and you can tell by the body language of the band that the band are clearly quite upset about it. And they start to back away, and almost in step, the rich couple of people step in, keeping the same uncomfortably close distance between them.
Luce, should we step in?
Yes.
Marky's already on his way over there to like figure out what's going on.
And Cher's right behind you.
I guess we're all moving as a group.
One of them.
Luce is hanging back because they're secretly proud that Marky is taking like initiative here.
As Marky gets closer, you hear the one with the guitar saying, "We're going to be playing all night," and just kind of like loses all energy and conviction, and just kind of like goes gray, like
Whoa.
like literally gray, not just metaphorically.
Like their hairline or all
Like the not just their hair, their entire being feels slightly desaturated.
drained, yeah.
In fact, other people in the area have also noticed this altercation and they're kind of like looking over to see if everybody's okay. But yeah, Mark, you get within conversational range of these two.
Can I hear what they're saying?
I think at this point they're not saying anything. They just kind of like nod slowly, being like, "Yes, this is preferable."
Do we feel anything wrong with the scene?
Ooh, yes, you do. I think Mark notices in particular that as they turn to look at you, there's something like in their eyes, not like a metaphorical thing either. Again, like you see a small kind of like star-shaped crystal kind of like lodged in the corner of one of their eyes, and you know from experience that that is the physical manifestation of ignorance.
Okay.
Yeah, so Marky's gonna stand between the band and these people, and then look at the two rich people and say, "While we are a very welcoming neighborhood, you still need to play by our rules. Your money doesn't buy everything."
Well, that's a very interesting opinion that you have. But I must say, in the grand scheme of things, you would be surprised what money can offer. It can, I think the other one has a slightly deeper voice, it can indeed, in some instances, buy silence. And these days, we have noticed that this community is actually rather noisy. So, we figured it would be the polite thing to do as neighbors. Yes, indeed, as neighbors, to go round and suggest that maybe they should quiet down a little.
Dean cracks his knuckles in perfect sync with Stoonch and says, "How much would it take to shut you up?"
Like, it's just, Stitch just kind of like, makes a kind of aggressive like noise, but not in any intelligible language. Although, even though to the camera, we don't, in a very like I am Groot circumstance, everybody understands. All of the Queerz understand what Stooch is saying, but the camera does not. Oh no. You wouldn't be considering using violence, would you? Indeed, you are in a rather public place. It might be bad optics. Would you like to make a rule? Would you like to make a roll, Dean Wolfwood, about the situation?
I don't know what the rules are here.
No, not a rule, but would you like to make it like, are you going to be making an action where the outcome is uncertain?
Right. No, I understand that you said roll, but I don't know what the rules are in the world of like, we are a superhero team, right? And we extricate ignorance. That's our MO.
Absolutely. But I think, how to put this, often when it's like a giant monster attacking the city and people are like, "Hey, please stop the giant monster from attacking the city." Like large scale stuff, people tend to notice you and have actually previously famed you for. But because this area is not known for seeing ignorance, and these people look pretty ordinary.
Is there a way to expose someone's ignorance? Like, make it clear that this needs to be taken care of?
I like that idea. How about we make a strike a pose roll, and you can establish a tag if you succeed that would make that true about the world.
Okay. So it's super. So I think Wham is a good tag to use here.
So you're going to be using your powers to like highlight the ignorance in a way that everybody can see it. I see.
In like a literal highlighter, he pulls out a highlighter and does this. P.S. Viewers, Dean can draw things into life.
That is your Queerz power.
I don't know that I have any other.
Well, that's
things,
perfectly
except-
fine. Sometimes you
Yeah.
make a roll with just one power. So
Yeah.
go and make a strike oppose roll with one power, please.
Alrighty, here we go. That's bad. I
That's
got
bad.
a 3.
Oh,
I got the
that's
worst
real
I
bad.
could've-
That's real
Oh
bad.
boy, snake eyes.
Yeah. All right. How do I make this? I think you have to make physical contact with your highlighter to be able to make the effect happen. Usually when summoning objects from thin air, you can draw it in thin air. But because you're applying a trait to a person, you have to make physical contact. And you go in a bit too sharply and a bit aggressively. And then one of them, with almost perfect practice and mock tears, like stumbles and falls to the ground. It's like, oh no, I was just on a walk on my constitutionals and this brute is attacking me.
No, it's not like that.
And everybody kind of like looks gravely at you. And Dean Woofwood, you take the status bad optics 2 as everybody is kind of like judging you for attacking apparently an innocent person.
Oh,
Can Tink jump in?
Sure.
I wanna swish with my swishy purple cloak into this situation, with my back to those two and the rest of the people, and talk to the people in the band, and say, okay, so what are you playing? Because I have a lot of opinions about music, and I would very much like to hear what you've got going on.
I mean, I guess we play whatever. I don't know. They seem really disheartened.
Yeah. I'm looking for a number for my new musical that I happen to be writing. So why don't you show me what you've got?
Okay. This feels like a talk it out roll. What tags are you going to be using?
I am going to use. I'm trying to use two things. Maybe have. So one of them is pulling focus. I'm trying to get them to be paying attention to me and not to those two fools. The other one is I have a trust me, you're awesome tag, and I'm just trying to like give them a little bit of self-confidence.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, go and give me a talk it out roll with 2.
No, it's not broken. Oh no, right. Okay. Come on.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm there.
Solid mixed success. On the 7 to 9, we also choose a complication. Okay. Yes. So I think you get them to actually so you can choose one. You make progress. They see things more your way. You strike a deal or agree to a trade. You bond. Give them a relationship status with tier equal to your power. So you can give them a status. You can just generally make them agree with you without having to make any kind of mechanical things about it. Or you can strike a deal with them. It feels like it's maybe they see things your way, or you give them a status. Makes most sense here.
I just want them to start playing again.
Yes.
I don't know what that would count as.
I think they see things your way.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well,
Even if they're not really into it, I just want the music to start up again.
absolutely. Well, we do have this
It'd be nice if they were into it too.
one
you know.
number, I suppose. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it starts off kind of like tepid, but as they get into it, like you see the color kind of come back into them again as they get kind of more into what they're performing, and it's actually louder than what it was before, and the two like rich couple like look disgusted by this behavior.
Can Cher hop in now?
Absolutely, go for it. Bring it on.
And she's gonna look those two straight in the eye and just say, honey, you think this is loud? We haven't even gotten started yet. She's just gonna walk right over to that audience, and she's just gonna start rousing the audience to get them amped up to get the band going even louder, even faster, and even better.
Cool.
And I
how
think
about you give me another talk it out roll as well?
Talk it out, yeah. And I'd like to use captive audience because I'm getting their attention. And I'd like to bring a little color to the situation and maybe use my Q factor red hot lipstick.
Ooh, okay.
How do you do that? What does that mean?
I mean,
All right,
you
so
can
that was
use
a talk
tag,
it out?
You can use that tag however you want. We can talk about how that comes up. Yes, a talk it out roll with 2.
All right.
Ooh, that's a
Whoa.
failure.
Oh, that's a failure?
Oh no, that's not quite it, is it?
Yeah, so it has to be. Oh, it has 7 to 9 as a mixed success.
Ah,
unfortunately.
shoot.
Oh, no.
With 6 to 8.
Yeah.
Darn.
So I think you try to get everybody hyped, and they do. However, it seems that the louder you try to make the space, the more this ignorance digs in to these two people. And you see the crystals that are in the corner of their eyes kind of grow to be full visors across their vision.
Oh
As-
no!
Come on,
it's
people,
all
let's
backfired.
go!
As
Okay.
they eventually go, like, enough of this. This town is going to hell. Fortunately, it won't be this way for too much longer. And they storm off.
This is not the vibe.
And it gets way colder. Like, it gets chilly in this part of the world in October, sure. But this feels like winter almost. And in fact, loose, because you kind of stayed back. You feel something like cold touch the tip of your nose, and then you look up, and it's snowing.
What in the? I look up around me, and yeah, I think the rest of the team is still like focused on like that, like de-escalating that situation, trying to figure out like what was going on, and I just like tap people like once on the shoulder and see like, it's snowing. It's not supposed to be. You know, I can smell the snow clouds when they form, but I haven't whiffed anything before now.
You can smell snow?
Yes, that's the you forgot. That's what I mentioned to people when I introduced myself. I'm Luce
Yeah,
Ballard.
absolutely it
I can
is.
smell snow.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
always the first thing that you know about Luce. Yep.
Mhm.
I can
Cher's
confirm that.
just gonna start trying to eat the snow as it falls by catching it on her tongue.
Ooh.
Oh no! Oh
One
no!
lands on your tongue.
Oh no! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
And it tastes
This steak.
like money.
You mean like pennies? Like how pennies taste?
I think it's kind of like it tastes like the metaphorical idea of money, and also like penny and maybe pennies and maybe like a cocaine 20. Like it
It's
has
bitter
that
and
kind
salted.
of like it has that kind of like weird taste to it, and it makes you spit the snowflake back out. And in your hand are a collection of tiny dark glass stars. It's snowing ignorance.
Marky wants to like just look at like the storm pattern to see if it's snowing just on the village, or is it like also over the giant horrible apartment complex. I just want to like figure out.
Let's make a get a clue roll.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I have power tag, recognize, ignorance, and observant.
Absolutely, that sounds great to me. Go make a get a clue with 2. We've settled into the dice rules really quickly. I think we've it's an easy game to learn. Hey, it's a mixed success. Right. So, you get 2 questions about the circumstances, and I will answer them truthfully, and then I can offer a complication to the circumstances.
I think question 1 is where is. I want to know if it's only on the village or if it's the village and the giant apartment building that it's snowing on.
You look up at a prestige tower, and you see that there is a large, like, snow cloud that has manifested around the top of it in the shape of a star. As is ignorance is the shape it naturally will form on its own. It's usually a star. And so the snow is definitely coming from there, and cold, unseasonable winds are blowing it towards the village.
And the second question is, I think Marky wants to see how it's affecting the people outside. Like, if as they're getting hit by snow, is it like making them go monotone or?
I think. Ooh, yes, I like this. Because people were eating al fresco, you see it land in like people's food and drinks. And not observing it. They just, continue eating. It seems like they are acknowledging that it's snowing, but not acknowledging the ignorance that exists within it. And as they continue to sip their beer and finish their evening meals, you see them almost from the inside out start seeping with gray.
No, don't eat the homophobic snow.
The snow is bad.
At this point, like, Dean's reputation can't get too much worse, so I feel like he runs over and like smashes it out of somebody's hand.
Oh God!
They look.
It's poison.
They kind of look hurt and surprised, and then you knock this like glass of wine as it's about to hit this woman's lips out of her hand, and it smashes on the floor in a very dramatic fashion. And she's like, "Oh my God! Oh my God!
Marky,
is that Dean Wolfwood?"
Marky definitely turns to Cher. It's like, we need to get everybody inside, and not Dean's way. I hate that I'm saying that. I really hate that.
I'm sorry. I got a little overzealous. I just didn't want somebody to ingest poison.
I think you have comms with Seafoam just for, if you ever get like, if this is a video game and you ever needed a hint, then you can kind of like call Seafoam. Seafoam contacts in your ears being like, understood. I can get other members of some of the other bars to invite everybody back inside. You focus on getting to the tower and stopping Coda.
I think his entire purple outfit is just like that really like thin costume material. Like, it's clearly not real clothes. It's just to be shiny. So Tank is like starting to shiver. So they're gonna start doing like dance moves and then say, "Okay, I want to go fight a cloud."
And before we move on to the next scene, there is a drawback that we got because that was a mixed success. It seems that the ignorance is physically bouncing off your clothing, but Marky, because you looked up at the snow, one of the snowflakes lands in your eye.
No.
And I'm gonna give you a one status, creeping sensation 1.
Oh no.
Oh God.
It's fine.
Does
It's only a
does
status
Marky
1.
is he like aware of the sensation, or does he share this at all?
I'm gonna say maybe for the sake, like, mechanically, obviously yes. And it might be something others might notice if you observe Marky later. But for sake of drama, I don't think it's a thing that Marky initially notices.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think you all would pick up that Marky looks at Dean angry. Like for the first time, like there's like just that quick flash of like super frustration and anger of how poorly this happened. And it's probably the first time anybody has ever like seen like outward anger from Marky.
Especially towards your hero.
Correct.
Yeah. Dean
I wanna
feels this deeply.
Luce goes like up to Dean and like turns him away from Marky's like caustic gaze and like, come on Wiki, you don't have to like, let's don't internalize this.
I'm trying. Okay.
Listen, it's just sudden. It's snowing outside. It's very chilly. We just don't know what we're doing. But what we do know, what we need to do is deal with the situation, which is a bunch of rich people are trying to gentrify and homophobize. Is that a word? I don't know. Neighborhood.
It is now.
Word
It is
now.
now loose.
Not the homophobizers. To the tower!
Mhm.
iWiki.
As we all move on towards the
Should-
tower. I enjoyed putting together the graphics for this session, actually.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, we get to the tower, and it is just physically colder here. It is, however, despite being an entire building, still somehow a gated community. There is a very nice garden area that kind of surrounds Prestige Tower with a large golden painted gate, and there are two security guards standing outside of it. In a very
Are we-
similar
we're not-
fashion to, in a very similar fashion to like the constabulary, the hats that they were wearing are large enough to kind of obscure their eyeline, but they kind of stand almost as if like Buckingham Palace style guards on either side of the gate.
Can we
Yeah.
stop a little way away so that we are sort of looking,
Hmm.
seeing them in the distance, but we're not like there yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Lucius like lifts his captain's hat and just like gets 4 other like rain/snow coats out of it and then passes them out to everyone,
Oh,
so everyone's protected against the cold.
Good
You
idea.
just-
Good idea.
you
Mhm.
just have
Aw,
these
thanks,
all the
sweetie.
time?
Oh yes, can you elaborate on the process of how
So-
you get these? Yeah.
Luce has one of his themes is actually his hat, his little sailor's cap here. It's basically a bottomless, like a bag of holding, a bottomless hole. Wink. That's what's written here. And when the situation calls for it, or for comic effect, like I can just grab whatever out of the hat. But yes, in this case, 4 snow coats have been just like stuffed into the small little skipper's hat.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all our appropriate colors? Just
I'm gonna say.
They are exactly they're red, purple. We've got blue and wait, shit. We got the last color is
blue.
orange.
Mine? Ah!
It's Marky.
Yeah,
Brown.
marked brown. There we go.
I have an idea on how to get in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to call on my tweed tag to dress
Ooh.
everyone up as respectable normies to go undercover.
Oh,
Very good.
And then I'd like to call on Pince-Nez to talk my way in.
Okay, I like this. We're going to do this roll, and then we're going to go into the break when we see what the how the
Okay.
action goes, because I think that's a juicy point for our first step away. So this feels you're trying to convince them, huh? So this is a talk
Yes.
out roll. It's a talk out roll with +2 because you're using 2
Alrighty.
tokens.
+2.
but are we all wearing tweed now?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in your color. So you're wearing purple tweed. I'm in
Purple
red
tweed!
tweed.
That sounds dope. Actually, I would love purple. tweed.
Oh,
Oh
we're too gay.
Ah, yeah.
You
it's a
can't
mixed-
hide it.
Mixed success. I see.
no, is it?
Oh,
that's
it's
a fail.
Oh wait, I
Wait.
scrolled. I didn't. I was
Oh,
not scrolled all the
yeah.
way through. Apologies. Yeah,
I
that
got a
was fail.
5.
That was a 5.
I rolled garbage.
That was my bad. Yes. Okay. Nice. So you walk up to one of the guards. You got the sachet. You got your hand on hip, pince-nez on face, maximum librarian energy, and you say to one of those guards,
Hi, yes, I'd like to go up to the 3rd floor. I am meeting a cousin. May I go in?
"I can smell the divergence on you. Your kind aren't welcome here." As they both pull out tasers. And with that...
Divergence by Chanel.
Yeah, with both of them pulling out tasers, we are going to go to our first break. We're just going to be stepping away for 5 minutes while we all go take a stretch, go get some water, go take a mean piss, whatever you need. In that break, you all who are watching this stream right now can go and back the Kickstarter of this game. Or you can just click that link and read more about it and see more about this game and actually all the fantastic things that this game is. But I have been your androgynous AI game show host from the future, Nathan Blades. This has been my wonderful cast of people below. In fact, let's go to this screen here so you can see all of their fantastic Twitter handles, so you can add them on Twitter in your break, and we will see you in 5 minutes.